I just posted a video about Quad now saying that she did not adopt a daughter. If you missed that video, I will include a link in the description below, but it's a brand new video. You can't miss it. So I figured since I'm on the topic of marriage and medicine, why not continue, okay? Well, in this video, as you saw from the title, we are talking about Mariah. A few days ago, this blog page called the Jasmine Brand interviewed Mariah from Married to Medicine. Now, you can hear Mariah clearly, and you can hear some of the questions from the interviewer clearly, but the sound is not that great because there was this weird feedback. So just letting you know that that's not my fault. It was coming from the interviewer, side, but it is still a great interview. Mariah did share a lot. So I'm going to be jumping in and out and giving my 2 cents, but for the most part, I'm going to be quiet and let you all listen. Now, there were some connection issues, so there will be moments where I might jump in and fill in the blanks to, on the parts where connection issues happen and you can't really hear them, but I could hear them, all right? What's up, my Fina Lefts? It's Miss Fina D coming to you all from Vienna Entertainment News.
My name is Demi. I've been watching the show personally since its inception. And so the first thing I want to say is you are the creator, the executive producer, and a castmate. So it's kind of like you're giving me like Shawnee vibes, like how she did with Basketball Wives. How involved are you in the behind the scenes of the show? Because you're on the cast, but then you're also executive producer and creator. So how much do you, how involved are you?
Well, I'll tell you, from the beginning, it's always been, since inception of the show. Took me years to pitch the show, get it picked up by multiple networks. I partnered with Purveyors of Pop, and I've always given them my ideas. I've always, been a part of everything in front of the camera and behind the camera. But I will say that a lot of my ideas they use, but they do limit. They have always kind of, now that I think about it, limited my role in the actual boardroom, although they've never limited my ideas and everything. So I've always been involved in a sense of trying to help the show go in the direction that we wanted it to go in. But I mean, at the end of the day, when you work with a network and partner with someone, it's up to them to kind of bring it into fruition. So I think I've been involved in a sense of the direction. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Awesome.
I'm sorry.
So now I read somewhere that you actually were approached initially to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. I was approached about being on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Love the show. I was a huge fan, or I am a huge fan of Nene. I love Portia. And my husband was just like, my background is journalism. I was a producer in my hometown. I had my own show in my hometown. So my husband said, you need to just get back to what you love. And that's writing. So I wrote Married to Medicine about a show about the medical field, about people living, working, and playing with doctors in our community, and the sacrifices that a lot of the spouses make so that their, husbands or wives can go and save lives.
I love that. So now recently we've written about it, and other blogs and things have written about it. You recently spoke out about different treatment from your white counterparts at Bravo. So do you mind kind of going into that a little bit? You said, because a lot of people, I don't know who wrote the story, but someone else wrote a story that you didn't get your contract yet. And so everyone was kind of like, well, Mariah returning to the show. And then you kind of said, I'm the first African-American, EP, I believe you said. And why would people assume that I'm not returning for the 8th season? Can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes, absolutely. I think just to go from how it started, this show has always been my baby. I partnered with Purveyors of Pop, and we partnered under the pretense that this was going to be a hit franchise. So when I say I'm not the first African-American executive producer at Bravo. I'm the first African-American female to be a franchise owner, part of the franchise, owning it, being an executive producer, and being a cast member on it. So what I was saying is, why wouldn't I? I'm one of 3 people, me, Whitney from Southern Charm, as well as Lisa Vanderpump from Vanderpump Rules. So my whole thing is, I was really perplexed and taken back that I haven't been a part of some of the boardroom conversations, and the fact that I hadn't received a contract or be involved in the direction of where the franchise is going. I think that it's important to understand this is my story. Like I am married to medicine. And I don't say that, it's the truth. Like we're in the midst of a pandemic right now. That this is my life. This is my life. And I just wanted to share our story with the world. So I am a little taken back. I do believe.
I just had to jump in real quick because Mariah connection or the Jasmine brand connection was bad, but everything she said for the next 30 seconds, we can't hear it at all. But what she was saying that I made out was that she do believe that Bravo treats her completely different than her white counterparts, okay? And we already know, not different in a good way. All right. And everything else that she said about basically the white folks taking her idea but not giving her credit. I mean, hello, nothing new here. We've been going through that forever. All right. And they wanted her to basically say, yes, massa, sell her show and be quiet. They wanted to take all the credit. And the fact that this black woman is saying, absolutely not. I'm not going to fall back and let that happen. I will continue to scream from the mountaintops that I sat down. I wrote this show. I came up with the idea and then I pitch it. No, Bravo, you did not create this. The white folks over there did not create this, okay? Not making this a race issue, but that's what Mariah is going through, And that's the thing that I don't understand, about some of us, black folks. People be so caught up in a petty drama that they don't pause for a second and think, wait a minute, okay, we're on the show, we're getting paid, fun, shade, petty, all that stuff. We get it. But this is a black woman who worked extremely hard, came up with an idea, and provided all of us a platform. She's being mistreated. This is not something to joke about and to laugh about. Let us all rally around this sister because this is unfair. Yet you have Heavenly, a black woman who Mariah handpicked to be on the show, and you will hear Mariah say this, thinking it's funny to make videos laughing at her black sister being treated unfairly on a platform that she created, and she's the reason why we know who Heavenly is, making fun, talking about, ha ha ha, I got my contract, you didn't. If you claim it's your show and you're such a buzz, then why you didn't get a contract? And thinking it's funny when a black woman is being mistreated, especially in this day and age, especially with the conversation going on right now. Heavenly of all people should be able to pause for a moment and put all the bitterness aside and say, you know what? This is deeper. We see this all the time where black folks get treated differently, and these women think it's funny that the black woman who created the platform is being treated like mess, and these white folks want her to say yes, massa, but the other black ladies are continuing to go to work like it's cool. If only some of us knew how strong we are together. But instead, the black women are laughing at her, fighting her, dragging her, dissing her, as if it's okay for the white folks over there to continue to abuse her. The black folks are accusing her of doing drugs and all types of things to further destroy who she is and what she stands for. So enslaved to yes, massa, reality TV that even when the destruction is happening before your eyes to one of your own, let's laugh at her. Let's put her down. Let's prove that she doesn't own this show when she's the one who built the platform and handpicked most of you.
I handpicked every one of them. I actually handpicked Heavenly for first season, but she didn't have the look that purveyors of pop wanted. So I worked with her, introduced her to a trainer, even though I thought it was petty boots, because you don't have to wear weave or, like I feel like everybody's at a different place or whatever, but I enjoyed watching her journey or whatever, but they wouldn't put her on first season. But that goes to what I believe. Like, so yes, I handpicked all these ladies, not Contessa. Like, I didn't know.
So
You know the ones I picked. Yeah.
You handpicked everyone. So what does it feel like to have handpicked people for a show and they not have your back in certain situations?
Let me say this first. I know I said handpicked. Maybe cast is a better word. They're not grapes. They're all ladies. They deserve respect. I'm just saying I saw something in every one of them, and it feels horrible. It feels horrible, but I don't want to muddy the waters. It's really not about them. Okay. It's bigger than them. It's like, it's like people bringing up black on black crime in the middle of, us, all this social injustice. So why I am not happy that they haven't supported me. That's just not on my radar right now. Any of them ladies. I'm just not that mad at them to even focus on that. It's bigger than them, but it is very hurtful. It is. It's more hurtful. Let me say this. It's more hurtful that they don't realize that if they treat me this way, the person that brought them to the table, what do they think they will do to them in the end?
I love that in the midst of distraction where Mariah could have, taken her focus off the bigger problem, right? And started dragging her castmates and I handpicked ya and, just being shady. She was able to calmly and be professional and say, this is what I did. However, here's the bigger picture. Okay, I'm not going to focus on these ladies because we have a bigger problem here. So let's not get distracted, a side swipe or whatever over here. Let's stay focused. So I love that she was able to say her piece and then go back to the bigger picture because that's what they want. They want you to come on there and start dragging your sisters and I said sisters, you know what I mean, not as in they're related. That right there is what I'm talking about. The white folks, heavenly, that you're bowing down to and worshiping as you throw your black sister under the bus, they said that you didn't have the look. They talked about your weight, okay? Your black sister handpicked you to be on this platform, but the same white folks that you are celebrating because they send you some contract and paperwork in the mail said that you didn't have the look. But did your sister give up on you? Did this black woman give up on you? No, she worked with you. She even admitted that it was petty, but she worked with you until you had the look, brought you on this platform, and then what did you do? Flip on her and curse her out and have tried everything to destroy the very black woman that brought you at the table to eat as well. She could have said, well, I've made it. I'm at the table now. I'm at the top. Forget everybody else. But she did not give up on you. And yet you sit on your platform and drag her. Mariah have her moments on the show. She's not a saint. But if you've watched Married to Medicine, you've seen that Heavenly have intentionally picked fights with Mariah just for a storyline. For those of you who missed, some of the exchange and me mentioning Heavenly and certain people, let me just include a short clip from a video I did months ago about Mariah posting something positive, sit at the table, and then instead of Heavenly, leaving her alone or supporting her stance, Heavenly had to jump in with negativity. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a clip right here. So Mariah posted this image and she wrote, "You fought like hell for a seat at the table. Now fight even harder to stay there. You worked hard and earned the right to be there. Don't give up, show up, glow up, and push through." On your way up, know the sky has no limit once you shatter the glass ceiling, okay? Monday motivation, women, hashtag women empowerment, hashtag black girl magic, push through, come through, break through, know your worth, never give up, shine bright, Black History Month. Shine bright like a diamond. All right. So Mariah posted that to her Instagram page to her supporters. Here comes Heavenly. Okay. The Married to Medicine fan page posted what Mariah posted on her page. And here comes Heavenly. You don't have to fight for a seat when you own the table. Just saying. Okay. And so Heavenly got dragged in the comments. So let's read some of this. This is a sad, sick, and ignorant woman. As women and people of color, the fight is ongoing even after we have paved our own way. This is an underhanded slap at Mariah's previous statement. Why not thank Mariah instead? Mariah peacefully gave you a voice and a seat. Ooh, you better preach, sis. She don't deserve the name Heavenly. Why you so hateful, devilish, and so nasty? Heavenly has nothing but evil in her intentions and her spirit. She has serious problems deep down within herself, and until she owns it, she will never see anything wrong with anything she does or say. I just can't with her. Yeah, I appreciate these comments. Heavenly misunderstanding where she was coming from, because even if you own the table, you have haters that will do whatever they can to try to snatch it from you. That's why you never put your guard down. Whether things going good or bad, you always fight what's yours no matter what, okay? Keep impressed, Mariah.
Hey y'all, I feel real good today. Y'all feel good? Thank God for everything. I just feel so blessed. You know, I said the other day, listen, don't fight. You don't have to fight and ask people for a seat at a table, do you? Don't fight for create your own table and create seats for others. That's what we do as Black powerful women and bosses, right? You got your own business. Get your business and create seats for other people. Don't just fight for a seat at somebody else's table. Don't beg nobody for nothing, okay? Make your own.
Well, there you go. And it was a lot worse. But you guys already know how I do over here. I might go there, but I do my best not to go all the way there. But the comments, yes, even now, she's still being dragged. And as you can see, Heavenly still had more to say. I think the problem that people are having with this is like, why do you care? Like, why are you desperately searching to have an issue with Mariah? She made a post, like everybody else on their social media pages making their post. Why are you picking on her? And I know why. Heavenly is simply looking for a storyline for the season that's coming up, and that's just what it is. If you missed that video and want to hear all of it, I have included the link in the description below that will take you to that video. Now, Heavenly isn't the only one who's been negative towards Mariah, and listen, I'm not talking about the shade on the show. I'm not saying Mariah is a saint. I'm talking about this is bigger than Mariah. I'm talking about a bigger topic here, a Black woman creating something and her white counterparts thinking that they can just come and snatch what she created out of her hands. Do we have to go through the history lesson here? How many things we have created and places we have lived and all of those things, and they come in and snatch it from us? Exactly. Okay, let's continue.
I just want equal rights as my white male counterparts. And hell, I just want to be respected and treated decent as a cast member. I don't even get that. I'm treated worse than ever, whether it's because, I'm treated worse, and they did it in front of the world.
No. Awesome. We're having an interesting connection today, but we're going to make it happen. So can you talk about if you got a contract now for season 8?
No, I have not received a season 8 contract. I don't see one coming. And I think the question is, Demi, why wouldn't I? If what I'm saying is not true, think about it. I am entertaining I'm a part of the show. I'm a large. I've been a nucleus of this group for a long time. I bring it. I show up. I glow up. I blow up as a cast member. You have to ask yourself why. Why, if all the people that wouldn't be involved, why would they not want me to be a part of? It doesn't even make sense. I think that they just work hard to exclude me versus including me.
So I just want to make sure we understand that you are saying that you think that there is a chance that you will not be returning to season 8 for Married to Medicine.
I don't know. You know, it's up to the network, but I have not received a contract as it stands, and I should have by now.
Okay, and I agree with that. Because, I mean, honestly, when you think of Married to Medicine, you think of Mariah Huq. Like, you literally, I mean, the first couple of seasons, she's here. Like, the first couple of seasons, for sure, it was mainly, like, Mariah Huq. So, like, I couldn't imagine Married to Medicine without having you on the show.
You.
So, hopefully that changes. Well, you know, a lot of people have been saying they're going to boycott Bravo. I don't know if that's what we need to do to keep happening, but we need to have you on season 8 for sure. So now we'll talk a little bit about season 7 because the reunion was crazy. The most explosive thing that I want to talk about was the entire drug scandal. Did that, because you said that it broke you in one episode and you were on the reunion show breaking down about it, and it feels like that really hurt you. But what I want to know is, on a brand standpoint, do you feel like it messed up your brand or your reputation or anything, the whole drug scandal that happened last season?
You know what? Honestly, Demi, I believe that I thought that was horrible. And that's one of my complaints about the network. And I feel like the entire pretense of the show is to diminish me as an executive producer, to denounce me, and to, you know, make sure they don't include me. I thought that the drug allegations was just a little too far. That's when I knew that they were really trying to, not only were they trying to push me out, they were trying to tarnish my reputation and make sure I could not work in Hollywood. It's already hard as a Black woman in this business. I've never done drugs before in my life. And the fact that they would allow someone to make those allegations and do it on air, make those allegations, follow that story when they knew they were false. I just thought it was horrible. And that just gives credence to what I'm saying. Like, why would they allow that? And now not getting a contract, I believe they knew that they were trying to push me out all along. I just didn't get the memo. I just didn't know it.
So let's talk about that moment, because that was like just crazy. Like, I mean, for you to have to live through that, didn't it affect you personally though? Like, because you said it was
absolutely
okay. Because
it absolutely did.
But personally, how did it affect you?
I think it affects you. I mean, I'm a mother before anything. I'm a woman, but I'm a mother, and I'm a mother of teenage kids, and that's not my life. It affected me because I believe wholeheartedly in being authentically me, and I've always been that. So to even allude that I will do drugs off camera or I have this other lifestyle, to me, that's not who I am. I mean, it's like they try to throw these stereotypes out about successful Black women. I've never done drugs. I've never been, that's not my life. So yeah, it broke me down as a woman. It did, because I go against that. That's not who I am, and it did.
Well, that's great to hear. We're actually happy to hear you, because that was like my biggest thing that I wanted to, my tripod, that I wanted to ask you about was about the drug scandal. Because, I mean, it seemed like, I liked when Andy asked, did anyone in the cast even believe that it was true? No, it seemed like no one believed it. So that was good to know. What did that feel like to know that no one in the cast really, honestly, truly believed that you would ever do drugs? Did that feel good?
I don't know that they carry much weight with me, because you have to think this is a medical show, and to take it a step further, this is a show where we're affiliated to doctors. You have to think I also was a drug rep, a pharmaceutical rep, so they know that that's just far from who I am. The fact that was even a story was crazy to me, that any of these doctors, their wives, their family members would go along with that, being associated with this show, with what I created. That couldn't have been further from the truth. So them saying, I don't believe it, I mean, it should have been shut down. They should have said from the beginning, this is BS. This is not who we are as women that are connected to medicine, whether it's our husbands or us, not like drugs. That was just too crazy for me. It was a little too crazy for me.
Someone in the comments just said they fired Phaedra for it, but not Quad. How do you feel about that? That's intense statement.
I felt like it was a double standard. I thought it was a double standard. And, what people were calling for the firing of Quad, I wanted the other executive producers to take drug tests. I'll be honest with you, because I felt like it wasn't about the cast at that point. As a Black woman, I worked hard to be where I am, and I would not lose it all on drugs or anything like that. So I just really felt like, you know what, they are really attacking everything I've built. And it bothered me. So I thought it was a double standard, because they didn't hold her accountable. And not only did they not hold her accountable, they allowed her to do media interviews saying that I showed up to work on drugs. Now, why would they allow her to say that? Later it retracted the story from OK Magazine. But I thought that, for me, that let me know, you know what, this production company is really out for blood. Because why would they allow that?
That's true. I totally agree. Now, someone else in the comments just said that you need your own show. Would that ever be something? I mean, because you created one show. So is this an opportunity maybe to start something new, create your own? I mean, you're a writer, producer.
Yes.
Is there something in the works maybe?
Yes, there is. I do my show Destination Diva about traveling. I'm working on a vacation crasher show. I have some other things going, but I think I want people to understand it's not just about starting another. It's about fighting for the franchise that's rightfully mine.
I love it.
This is a multi-million-dollar franchise. People have to understand that, and I'm not going to give it away, because I have not sold.
Ooh, I like that. So you're saying we're not going to just move on and let it go. You're going to fight for what you believe in, because you created it.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Okay.
Because we have stamina. We have stamina.
Ooh, I love it. So and we have what exactly would you like to see come from Bravo, come from you standing your ground and saying how you really feel and standing up for yourself? What would you like to see from Bravo?
That's a great question. And I've thought about it and I prayed about it, because this is a tough stance to take, because I actually loved being at the Bravo network. I always wanted to be a part of it. What I'd like to see from NBC Universal, from Bravo, from Fremantle, and more than anything, from purveyors of pop, is for them to understand that you don't have to be white or to have balls to be in the boardroom. It's not a privilege. It's what we're like. I'm the same thing as my counterpart. I don't get it. So I want them to include me. I want to be treated equally, not just in pay and creative decisions. I mean, I've worked hard for this. It's not vanity when you work hard for it. I've worked hard to be here. Yes. And I think it's very insulting to expect me to not fight for what's rightfully mine. So I want them to treat equally. I don't think that's much to ask.
I don't either. What I want to know is, were you ever nervous? Because this is it has to be a scary place to be in, standing by yourself. But you've been in episodes before standing by yourself. I know that you don't mind rolling solo with things. Was this a scary moment to stand up to the Bravo network by yourself? Was that a scary thing going into it?
Well, you know what? To be honest, I haven't looked at it like that, because like I said before, it really isn't. It's not necessarily Bravo that I'm going against. It's the production company. But it's Bravo that has the control and the power to change things and have the obligation and responsibility to step in and say, this is wrong. And we will not be complicit in you discriminating against this young lady, whether it's because of her title, her gender, her religion, or whatever it is. So it was scary initially, but I believe in having faith over fear. And I believe good always wins in the end. And I have the truth on my side. If my story alone it's been tough. They have made it a living hell for me. And the fact that I'm still standing and pushing through let me know that God is with me every step of the way.
So everyone in the comments right now, I don't know if you're getting a chance to read, everyone is saying you should sue.
I'm working on it. Okay. I'm working on it. Okay. Yeah.
I was going to say so is it for monetary or is it for name? What kind of things? We don't know. What can you sue for?
I'm not going to talk about that part, but I'll tell you this. For me, my contract just ran out. I've said things here and there. I've always been very careful, very professional with anything I've disseminated as it relates to the show. But for me, I don't want, as the first African American woman to create a franchise, nobody should ever have to go through what I've been through with these people. They have treated me horribly, to the extent of would not even allow me to wear a hijab when I wanted to do my, when I wanted to do my confessionals. When we go on trips, when I went to Savannah, I was upset, not because of any of the women initially. They would not allow, they only had pork to eat. So I just want, for me, it's more about creating change for the next people and letting them know you're not going to just hijack my show and not give me anything, or not treat me accordingly, and not allow me to be a part of the growth.
So with the hijab, do they say to you, no, you can't wear that? They say no, or how does that? How do they ban you?
It happened once or twice. My counterpart just said it. He said he would gag if I did it. He would gag. I was going to do it in confessional or whatever. I said I want to show people the other side, that it can't exist. I wanted people to know it's hard as hell. You have to think. If you go back and look at Married to Medicine, I've always been covered for the most part. If you go back and look at it, I didn't cover my head, but they even put me in situations. I'm going to give you an example. He told me no, I couldn't wear it. He would gag and faint, and I would never be on TV again. That's what he said to me. But to give you an example, like when Jackie one year did something for a charity and they came to me about the bathing suit, they really made that a big deal. And they knew it was against my religion. They knew it was. And it was so awkward because people thought I was just being bad or just being negative or wasn't participating. And so it was disappointing to me because they knew that it went against everything that I believed in. I'm not saying I don't wear bathing suits, but I don't want to wear a bathing suit and plaster it on TV or on social media. That's just not my style. I always have on old dashiki or a caftan, or I'll give you a little cleavage. I ain't saying I'm perfect, but so they cut out a lot of the things.
It hurts me as a fan, to even know that someone that I look at to just be so strong and just outspoken and a boss, to have to go through something like this. That's
really the tough part.
It's really sad to see. Literally everyone in the comments, we're all sad.
That's the tough part, because people look at it like they think you're being difficult, or me. They can't say I've always been easy to work with. I'm not an angry Black woman. I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with who I am, but I'm very hurt with the way that they've treated me.
Yes.
And they did it. They humiliated me in front of the world. They allowed this young lady to go on there and accuse me of drugs. They have treated me horribly, and nobody stood up. So, when I talk to the executives at Bravo and they say things like, you seem unhappy. I'm not unhappy. I'm unprotected. And it's crazy that I even have to have this conversation. So I'm strong, but I'm tired. Nobody should have to go through this. This is not normal. And I want my children to know that. When you own something, you're supposed to be a part of it. That's why we teach our children to own something. That's why in the music business, rappers wanted to own their own masters, so we can be a part of the change and have a part of that creative control. So that's why this is so hurtful. They're doing it in front of the world and just getting away with. It's like corporate bullying.
I literally almost shed a tear. My lashes weren't falling off earlier. They're about to come off now.
Wow. That just hurt my heart. Because when she started talking about her religion and dressing a certain way, and the producer who told her certain things, and I remember that episode when they made a big deal about her not wanting to change her clothes and her outfit. She didn't say she doesn't wear bikinis and things like that. She did say that in the video. She just said that when it comes to TV, it's a different audience, and she didn't want that plaster all over TV. Because if you do go to her Instagram page, she's posted a few bikinis pictures here and there. So that's before people come and say, oh, we've seen this on the third. She clearly said she didn't want those images on TV. And that she do wear bathing suits. Wow, that is so unethical. Like, Mariah, do not ever allow these people to silence you, woman. Continue to push forward. Sue them, okay? Especially in this day and age. I really want her to go on bigger platforms to share this story. Shout out to the Jasmine brand for allowing her to come on there and share her story. I really do hope that she goes on other bigger platforms to share her story, especially with everything that's going on currently. You've been saying this for years, but this is really the time for you to push through with this. Now, we are pushing to almost 40 minutes. I'm going to end it here, and whatever else Mariah had to say, I'm going to have to do a part 2 because I'm not trying to upload an hour video, okay? She had more to say, so I'm going to end up doing a part 2. I didn't speak on the whole drug allegation situation with Quad because if you've been following me for a while, then you are aware that I've talked about that extensively. You can go to the Married to Medicine playlist and hear my review on how I felt about everything, but definitely come back for part 2. Me saying wow is just me feeling bad for Mariah. I'm not shocked because we've had this conversation before about Bravo and their producers mistreating certain people on the cast of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we've been there before. So I'm not shocked at her story. It's just sad, and I hope, everything that she's going through gets resolved. Now, some of you might say there's another person who's been going at Bravo, allegedly threatening to sue Bravo. Why I don't have the same energy? Well, that person's message is not clear. Mariah has a clear message. That person's message is one moment is, they're being ganged up on and they don't feel like, the editing is fair. But that person then calling the cast members nasty. But then that person does the same thing they're complaining about. Once that person's message becomes clear and we can see what they're talking about, then I'll speak on it. But Mariah's message is very clear, and that's why I'm able to have this reaction. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Mariah, you are lifted in my prayers. I pray for your strength and that you will go through this and that you will come out on the other side victorious, because this right here is disgusting and it's sad the way how you've been treated. I'm wishing all of you an amazing day. I'm wishing Mariah an amazing day, wishing her family the best. Take care of yourselves and be safe out there. The end of here, my Fina loves. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.